students go into that examination unprepared, okay? Thank you very much. To Mr. George, excellent job. Okay, we'll be right back with CSEC CXC questions.
What do you get when you shop at Save-A-Lot? Well, you'll love the quality of our fresh produce. And we have the best selection of meat right here in store. And we are proud to offer you a delicious assortment of our exclusive brands. And you get savings every day. So make grocery shopping for the family hassle-free. Come in and shop today. Savings made easy at Save-A-Lot.
Yes, welcome back to Power of Numbers. As you rightfully saw, the first question for question number 1 for the CSEC January 2017 paper. Very interesting question. And normally they give you a question that focuses on fractions and decimal. It is overall called computation. Question number 1 is computation and consumer arithmetic. We're going to start out with the computation part, which is normally focuses on fractions and decimals. You might also get questions on ratios, ratio and proportion. You might get questions on things like significant figures, decimal places, things of that nature. Okay, but primarily they give you questions on fractions and decimals. Now this is the question that is given, and it reads, and you can see it on the screen, using a calculator or otherwise. Now students really and truly don't take instructions properly. They said using a calculator. I'm going to show you how you could do that very easily with your calculator. Or otherwise, calculate the exact value of. This question is actually worth 2 marks. Now they said 3½ multiplied by 1 2/3 divided by 4 1/5. Okay? That is the question. All right? Now I'm going to demonstrate how we are going to solve that question. I'm going to show it to you a few ways. One way where you could simply use your calculator to get the answer. Another way where I'm going to show you the steps of solving the question. And I'm going to give you a few shortcuts you could actually use to get the answer quickly. Because that is actually with 2 marks. And most times students do it the long way and they linger. They could actually use their calculator. The calculator have an app you could use, or a sign or symbol you could use. You'll see it. You'll normally see it with the app, the button side. There's an A, then have a B over C, or C over B. Whichever way you want to see, you'll see it on your calculator. Okay? Now, this is the way you would actually show the, that's how you're going to show the fractions. Okay? So you're separating the fraction. So you put 3, fraction symbol, then 1, then the fraction symbol. So it will actually separate it for you, and then 2. When you punch that in your calculator, then you do the same thing for here. And I'm demonstrating to you how it will look on your calculator. And 3. Okay? What happens when you multiply it? Straight away you're going to get the answer. And the answer in a particular case is going to be 35/6. So using the calculator method, because they say using a calculator, as I said, I'm going to show you 2 ways. So you're going to get 35/6 divided now by, and we use the calculator again, 4 1 again, calculator symbol, and then 5. When you do this, your calculator actually going to give you, when you do the division, now the calculator sometimes round it off for you 1 time, or I should say simplify 1 time, or you might actually get an answer, so you're going to get 25/18. So it will give you the answer 1 time. Now, using a calculator, so you would put this answer, then you would put this, then you simply would put 25/18. Now you do not, this is an improper fraction, you do not need to put it as a mixed number, that's fine. 1 mark, because you did that, 2 marks. So 1 mark here, another mark there, 2 marks. That's what CXC looks for. Now, you could do it this way using your calculator because they said using a calculator or otherwise. Now, most times we are taught, and I'm saying that because that's what I was taught as well, that you do it the long way. And the long way in that particular case means that we actually have to show what we did. We convert the mixed number to improper fractions, all of them, one time, so we don't waste time repeating ourselves. We convert it. So we convert them. That would be 7 over 2 multiplied by 5 over 3. Then we simply multiply denominator by denominator, numerator by numerator. 7 times 5, 35. Okay? 2 times 3, 6. Okay, we got the same thing. That one was pretty simple. Now we have to divide, but remember, we have a number. We have a mixed number, so we're going to change it. 4 times 5, 20 plus 1, 21 over 5. Okay? Beautiful. Now, in that particular case, when we use the calculator, we did not have to do that step, but here we have to do it because it's a manual process. So it's going to be 35 over 6. The second fraction is flipped, or you find what you call the inverse, or the best term you could use for this, it's finding the reciprocal. Very important term. You change the sign from a division sign to a multiplication sign. So it's going to be 5 over 21. So you found the reciprocal of 21 over 5, which will be 5 over 21. Then you could see if you could do two things. You could multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator, or you could look to see if the numbers have anything in common in terms of a value. Factors cancelling out, which I very much like. I heard the Chinese love this type of method, okay, which is good. Now, I can clearly see 21, 35. That's where you need to know your times table, as we like to say by heart, okay? Learning is very important as well. So you say 7 into 21 goes 3 times, 7 into 35 goes 5 times. No, there are no other numbers that can be divided. You have 3, 5, 6, 5, no. Normally, you cancel out or simplify diagonally or horizontally. Oh, sorry, I said horizontally, vertically. So diagonally or vertically. That's how you simplify. There's no other way. You will not be simplifying horizontally. You multiply it numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. We could have done that and then simplify it. Okay? By the way, your calculator, if you do it this way, multiplying 35 by 5 and then 6 by 21, you can put it into your calculator, as I showed earlier on, and press equal sign, and it automatically simplifies it for you. It automatically gives you this particular answer. 25, it gives you 25 over 18. So the answer we got in the beginning. Now, what I'm trying to tell you, we do not want to waste too much time on that particular question. So what you try to do now is do the question to finish. Okay? So in order to complete that particular question, you could use the calculator route, but every time you get an answer, you actually have to put it on your paper. What happens when people do mathematics exam, they tend not to want to write the working or the steps. They just want to put an answer. Your answer is always worth 1 mark. So it's important that you write the steps and you show your working properly. Use that. Okay? Thank you very much. Let's move on to, and put the question on the screen for me, please. Let's move on to the decimal. And if you see that particular question, you'll see now it has a square root sign. It says 5.47 subtract the square root of 0.1014 divided by 1.5. Okay? Let's get back to me. Now, what I want you to notice now is that there's a division sign here. The line, this line or this bar line is actually a division line. So it means now you're supposed to divide first before you find the square root. Now you go step by step. Again, this is with 2 marks, but it's actually 2 steps. CXCA normally, and that's what I've noticed, and for correcting, what you notice is that they actually give you a mark per step, or per operation, I should say. Okay, so you have a division here, so it's going to be minus the square root of, when you divide 0.1014 divided by 1.5, Your answer is actually going to be 0.0676. So you can try it out one time with me, as I mentioned earlier on. Okay, that's one step. Then you find the square root of this particular number, 0.0676. Okay, so 5.47 minus, and when we did that, we got 0.26. Okay, that's another step. And then you subtract, it's going to be 5.21. And that's our answer. Okay, beautiful. It's actually with 2 marks. Okay, sometimes I really wonder how because you have 1, 2, 3 steps. Okay, as the final answer is always 1 mark. So I really don't know how they're going to get that. But it's actually 2 marks on the paper. Okay, no. That's question number 1, the first part. That's A. We're going to do B. Now, B, I really love B. Okay, this is a question they love to give you. You'll see it on your screen right away. Okay, this is the table below shows the number of tickets sold for a bus store. Some items in the table are missing, as you can clearly see. It's P, Q, and R. You have category, juvenile, youth, adult. They decide which juvenile. Obviously, the juvenile would be like the adolescent, and the youth would be younger than that, like maybe people below 12. And the adults would be probably 18 and above. Okay? In that particular case, you have number of tickets sold, 5 for the juvenile, then the cost per ticket in dollars. Now, what I want you to notice now, the cost per ticket, or 1 ticket. Now, they like to give tables like this, okay, to find 1 or more than 1 in a particular case. So now, in order to find P, now P, that's why you're trying to find P4 in terms of the juvenile part, total cost in ticket. You want to find P, the cost per ticket for the juvenile. Okay, and I'm going to show you the question so that you could see where I'm coming from. Calculate the value of P. Okay, so we're going to calculate the value of P right now. In order to do this, and remember, this is 2017, January, people. It's very important that you show your working, you show your steps. What that demonstrates is that you are competent. You have the knowledge. So now you're applying the knowledge. So in that particular case, the examiner, the one that's correcting your people, is very much aware of your capabilities. Okay? That gives you a chance, if you make a mistake down the line, that you'll not be harshly marked. Okay? Now, we found P. Now, they ask us to calculate the value of Q. But to find the value of Q, the youth, all you simply do, you multiply 14. So you found out for 1. So 1 adult is actually, or juvenile, I should say, the cost is $26.10. To find the total cost for the youth, it's going to be 14 times $44.35, which in that particular case, it's going to be $620.90. Okay, so a lot of youth came for that particular bus tour. Okay, the third one says an adult ticket is twice the cost of a youth ticket. Calculate the value of R. All right, I'm showing my steps. Do not leave those things out and just write an answer. Despite the fact that that particular is in 1 mark, write your steps because it will show a pattern. You have good habits, and we need to have good habits. For that particular question, okay, all you need to do, you need to first find the value of the, because you want to find R, the number of tickets sold. But you need to find the cost per ticket. To find it, they say it's twice. So 2 times 44.35, which gives us 88.70. Okay, beautiful. Now the total cost for the adults was in a particular case is $2,483.60. So you're going to divide it by 88.70. Why are you dividing? Because you want to find out the number of tickets that was sold, or in that case, bought by the adults. And as the total cost of the ticket, that's the cost of 1 ticket. So in that particular case, it's going to end up being 28 tickets. Now see how the working is. neatly shown. And this is the thing I need for the young people who's going to do CXC on the 10th of May. Take your time and show your work. Come in a relaxed environment. Please tell your parents, the people around you, you're going to do an examination. So we need peace and quiet. Make sure that you go in the examination in a good mood, a relaxed mind, state of mind, and you go and you execute and you deliver. We have been doing very well in Dominica. We need to continue that trend, and we need to improve in maths. In order to do that, we need you all to go and do the examination with a positive mindset, a relaxed mindset, a very much a prepared mindset, okay? And hopefully I am insisting with the preparation for the CXC exam. We're going to continue with another part we're going to complete with, but after these messages, we are going to focus on that particular part. Okay, I hope this is helping you, and get your pen and paper ready. The people that just arrived and looking at the television screen. We'll be right back.
Darkness will make it impossible to cheat death. Don't Breathe. This month on HBO.
Welcome to Power of Numbers. I hope you're enjoying tonight's program. We are focusing on CSEC CXC January 2017 paper 2 to be exact. And this is the paper that gives us most difficulty. Normally the paper 1, students feel a little bit more comfortable doing this paper, okay? Now, the fourth part to that particular question, it says and it reads that the bus company pays taxes of 15%, it's like VAT, okay? So you can see what I'm talking about. Each ticket sold, calculate the taxes paid by bus company or the bus company, okay? All you need to do firstly is to find the total. You need to find the totals because the total cost in dollars, you have to find the total for the juvenile, the youth, and the adult. Now you could find the individual 15%, but I think that is too much work. So first thing you need to do is the total cost. Now notice I wrote a short sentence, or as we like to say, it's a phrase. Okay? Now most students don't like to do these things. It's important to take notes, because if you don't note here, you will end up in a situation where you are leaving out important things around you. Okay? And note taking is important. Okay. Now I'm adding the values for the juvenile, youth, and the adult. You add it, it comes up to 3,235, if I'm exact. Yes. All right. And then you find 15% of this. Now, you know, obviously, this will not be more than 2 marks. This is actually 3 marks. So, 1, 1, 2, 3 marks for this particular question. Okay. Let's continue. 15%, 15 over 100, multiply, and you have a calculator. Now, most times, students' difficulty with this question is not the use of the calculator. That's not the problem. It's understanding the question. Please read this question to understand them. Okay? Read to understand them. So it's going to be $485.25. Okay? Now that's the tax they are paying on, and that is what they ask you for. They did not ask you the amount after tax. The person, they ask you to calculate the tax. So you have to be careful not to write more than you need to write. You leave it as is. All they ask you is for the tax. The last part, that is the tax. So if I need total cost of the tickets, it comes to 3,245, and then the tax the person pays. The person will pay $485.25, and that's the tax. Okay? Beautiful. We're going to do more question number 2. Normally, question number 2 focuses on algebra, and most students, I should say algebra is throughout the paper, but specifically paper 2, question 2, focuses on algebra. I'm just going to put the question for you to see. A series of them. Very nice questions, okay? Not difficult. It's just a matter of students have to get accustomed to seeing those questions and practice, okay? Most of you are going to be leaving school very soon. You have several days. Take the opportunity to study, and prepare yourself, okay? Prepare yourself for the examination. It's important that you come to that examination prepared. Your high school grades has a big effect on everything about you. Write as a single fraction in its lowest term. So you have to ensure that you simplify. And that is what you call fractional algebra. It's 2x plus 3 over 3 plus x minus 4 over 4. Fractional algebra, because now it's written as in terms of fraction algebra in the sense that you are finding unknown. You have a few unknown. Okay? All you need to simply do in that particular case is find the LCM, or lowest common multiple of 3 and 4. And I think most students know that over their head very easily. So in that particular case, it's going to be 12. Then you say 3 into 12. How many 3's can go into 12? 4. You multiply 4 by 2x, gives us 8x. You multiply 4 by 3, and you have to be careful to remember to multiply the 4 by every term and not just by the 2x, okay, or by the 3 alone. So that case is going to be 12 here. Beautiful. You're done. There's a plus sign. You write it down one time. Okay, if it was a minus, you would have put it there as well. 4 into 12 goes 3. 3 times x, 3x. Then you continue. 4 times 3. Now the sign here is a minus, and you always keep the sign that is given to you. Okay, so that's 12. Beautiful. Okay, 4 3's 12. Then you bring your like terms together, and you can clearly see them. 8x plus 3x, and you write the sign in front of the term, plus 12 minus 12 over 12. If you notice what is happening, you have 12 minus 12. That's going to be 0. And 8x plus 3x, that's 11x over 12. And it stays like this. Okay, and let me repeat. It's a fractional algebra question where you have the algebraic expression is written in terms of fractions. You have 3 and 4. You find the LCM of 3 and 4, which will be 12. 3 into 12 gives you 4. You multiply the 4 by each term. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 3, 12. 4 into 12 gives you 3. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times 4, 12. And you have to be careful. You carry the sign which is in front of the term. Okay, beautiful. You bring your like terms together. 3x, 8x plus 3x, 11x. 12 minus 12, 0. So you don't have to carry it down. Just leave it as it is. Okay, the question continues as the first part for number 2. It reads, B, write the following statement as an algebraic expression. The sum of a number and its multiplicative, inverse is 5 times the number. Now, that's a very interesting question. There's an algebraic statement they want you to write, and I'm going to leave the question there so we could see it. Okay? Now, the sum of the number, so that means sum means you add. Now, we normally use x to represent the unknown. We could have used n or y, but use x plus, they said the multiplicative inverse. Now, normally when you're multiplying, there would be, when you were multiplying, there'd be a multiple. Because it's an inverse, it's going to be 1 over x equal, because they said, is 5 times the number. So it's going to be equal to 5x, 5 times the number, the same number we're talking about. Okay? Excellent. That's how it will be written. Now they start giving those types of questions, so you have to practice. There are different terms you need to get accustomed to. Okay? So number theory, you have to go over number theory to remember certain mathematical terminology, like reciprocal and things of that nature. Okay? It says C, says factorize completely. You have x squared minus 36. So this is what you call the difference between two squares. And how we notice that? Because we have 36, which is a square number, and we have x squared, which is squared. So therefore, to break it down, make it easy for us, we put it like this. In terms of its written, find the square root of the numbers. X squared, 6 squared gives you 46. Then we simply say x plus 6 brackets, x minus 6 bracket. And that is our answer. Very simple. Now, most students leave those questions out, especially when they see algebra. You need to take your time and do a lot of practice so that it becomes easy to understand. Okay, this one is a little bit more challenging, but I love it because, not because it's challenging, it's because on a whole, I love quadratics. They are very unique and they come in a lot of different areas, not only just in maths, but in life, because maths has a lot of part to play in life. It says 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. The first thing you have to do in a question like this is identify A is 2, B is 5, and C is negative 12. And then that's the first step you do. The next step, you say A times C. A times C, so this would be 2 times negative 12, which would give us negative 24. Now we find the factors of 24. We don't discard the negative, but we'll bring up the negative afterwards. Okay? We find the factors of 24. I hope we are following that. The factors of 24, in that particular case, that would add up to 5. Now we know there are pairs of factors of 24. We say 1 and 24, nada. 2 and 12, no, that doesn't add up to 5. Just follow with me. Then you have 4 and 6. 4 and 6, does it add up to 12? No. 5? No. 8 and 3. 8 times 3. Now the key here, because it's a negative 24, that means one of these numbers has to be negative. Which one is it? Now because it's positive 5, that means the number 3 is going to be negative. If it was a negative 5, it would be the negative value. Okay? Let me just go over this. This is a quadratic question, and they're asking you to factorize it completely. In other words, now, factorization is the opposite of removing the brackets or distributive law. So what you find now, they want to place it in brackets. In order to factorize a quadratic, you can use this method. There are other methods you can use. Okay? But this one makes it a little bit faster, I believe. And it always works. Okay? Now, you identify A, B, and C, the components of a quadratic. So A would be 2, B would be 5, and C would be negative 12. You see A times C, so A times C would add up to, when you multiply A times C, it gives you negative 24. Then you find the factors of 24, it will be 8 and 3, which would add up to 5. So in other words now, AC is equal to B. All right? So in that particular case, when they add them up, the 8 and the 3 adds up to 5, then you rewrite it, the first quadratic, with the 8x, so you put an x after the 8, then because it there has a negative, you just simply, you don't put a plus sign, you just put a minus 3x minus 12. That's what you simply do. You don't put a plus negative again, you leave it like that. Then you factorize, 2x can be removed. You have a 2 here, you have 8, 2 can go into 8. You have an x squared, you have x, you can factorize 2x. That will leave you with x, plus 4, brackets, minus. You have 3 and 12. You know 3 can go into itself, 12 can also go into itself. So it's going to be 3 out. Always take out the negative as well. Makes it easier to understand. Then you are left with x. Now you're wondering if it's a minus, it's going to be here. Now a negative times a positive, it gives you back a negative, okay? But if you have put a negative here, it's going to be a positive on top here, so that'll be incorrect. So in that particular case, it's going to be 4. By the way, a quick way to understand, the same value you got here, you're supposed to get the same value here. So you could see if you made a mistake some way. Okay, so then you put the complete brackets now. It's 2x minus 3 and x plus 4. Okay, so that will be the final answer. Again, 2 marks. Take your time and do these questions, especially the algebra question. They are not difficult. I mean, a lot of times students tend to believe these questions are difficult, but through practice, we can get it. Now we're going to do a question I love as well. I keep saying I love them. It sounds like I love all the questions, but to tell you the truth, I like transposition because I did physics in high school, and I always love finding the subject of the formula of different formulas. Okay, they ask you to make R the subject of the formula. In other words, now you want R to be on the left side by itself.